Morning, how is everybody? So over the last few weeks we've been looking at different people who started out as not very important, but then they met Jesus and they went from zero to hero. We've looked at Andrew, and we've looked at Simon, who he called Peter, and we've looked at James and John, and we've looked at Philip and Nathaniel and another Simon and another James and Thaddeus and Matthew, and we've got a couple more still to come. But the one thing you'll notice about them is they're all boys. But do you know what? Jesus had lots of women who followed him as well, and he changed lots of ladies' lives. And this week we're going to talk about a lady called Mary. There are quite a few Marys in the Bible. Mary was Jesus's mum, but this is a different Mary that we're going to talk about. And some people call her Mary Magdalene, which is another one that's quite a mouthful. Can you say that? Magdalene. Mary Magdalene. That's the one that we're talking about. Now, Mary travelled around with Jesus and his friends. Before Mary met Jesus, her life was pretty horrible. The Bible tells us that she had 7 demons, which wouldn't have been a nice thing. Now, we don't know what those demons were. They might have been illnesses. We don't know. The Bible doesn't tell us, so we don't need to know. All we do need to know is that Jesus told them to go away, and they did. So we know that's something that we don't have to be afraid of. After that, Mary decided to be part of Jesus's crowd. She couldn't be one of the disciples because she was a girl, and that wasn't allowed. He could only have men as his disciples, but she could be his friend and she could go where he went. She got to see him doing miracles. She was probably there when he fed the 5,000. She would have been supporting him and travelling around with him, and she would have seen all sorts of great things. We're going to talk about a couple of the things she saw. She would have seen when he rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, which must have been such an exciting and amazing day. And then she was there when he was crucified. She stayed by his side, even after all the disciples or most of the disciples had run away scared. And I don't blame them. She was there when he was crucified. That must have been one of the worst days ever. But a few days later, she was there. She was the one who found the empty tomb. She was the first one to speak to Jesus after he had risen again. She got to see all the highs and all the lows, and then the best high of all. And she went from being a troubled woman who had, we don't know what problems, to someone who had something to believe in, someone to believe in. She got to see the most amazing, fantastic, incredible miracles. She was there with him when things were really bad, and she was there with him when things were really good. So this isn't just a message for the girls, it's a true message for all of you every single week. Jesus can change your life. If you're struggling with things, Jesus can help you. If you've got illnesses, if you've got worries, whatever's going on, talk to Jesus, because he can help you. And just like he did with Mary, and just like he did with all of the disciples, he can change your life. He can make you from, you might feel like a nothing or a nobody. You're not. You're precious, you're wonderful, you're valuable, and we adore you. But Jesus can take you from feeling like nothing to something amazing, from zero to hero. Just like he did with Mary, he can do it with you. Have a great week.